So just a heads up, no bean supers here, okay? I'm not going to caveat the shit out of everything. This is my general experience of PCOS, which is different for everyone, all right? So I don't want to hear any of that. Well, what if I don't have too much testosterone? What if I don't have my hair and blah, 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 and that's not inclusive? Be normal, okay? Be normal. Hello, YouTube. I do not have a set, but I do have PCOS and unfettered internet access. I'm Des. Welcome to I Read It Somewhere, a channel where I look at whatever my brain rot leads me to on the internet, usually Reddit. Today we're going a little bit beyond Reddit to look at some PCOS memes. I have found out that there's not enough good quality memes in the community. Generally, when you look for stuff for PCOS, all you're gonna find are the MLM girlies trying to shell out some sort of vitamin to tell you about how taking mint oil every day in your tea and up your nose will make you skinny and cure your PCOS and make you rich. And that's just not true. And so in an attempt to drown out the constant wave of charlatans and medical people saying, this is an incurable disease, good luck, I figured I'd curate a selection of the best memes. Frankly, the only memes I did look for quite a long time about PCOS that aren't completely depressing. This video will include talk about menstruation, so if any of that grosses you out, you can either grow up or you can leave the video now. But for those of you sticking around, PCOS is called polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm going to read from this little graphic that I will put on the screen because I'm not great with words if I'm ad-libbing. Polycystic ovarian syndrome is a serious genetic hormone, metabolic, and reproductive disorder that affects women. It is the leading cause in feminine infertility. PCOS can lead to lifelong complications and other serious conditions, including severe anxiety, depression, obesity, endometrial cancer. I just dodged that bullet, thank fuck. Type 2 diabetes, liver disease, and cardiovascular disease. It affects 1 in 10 women. 10 to 15% of women are estimated to have PCOS, and only about 50% of those will ever get diagnosed. 50% of people with PCOS will develop type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes before age 40. And there's a 3 times higher chance that people with PCOS will develop endometrial cancer. Signs of the symptoms suck, but you will notice them if you have it. It'll be very clear. A lot of doctors will be like, it's just normal. It's just hormones or women or menstruation or I heard it all. It contains irregular periods. That means going for long amounts of times without it, or very, very, very long periods of period. In my case, it was 4 years before the doctors started seeing me pass the fuck out and go, that person's like actively dying. We should look into that.
No shit, Sherlock.
Excess facial and body hair, severe acne that lasts into adulthood, small cysts in ovaries, and I would like to add also very large cysts. You can get cysts so large that they rupture and send you into the hospital with severe infections that are life-threatening. Doctors always overlook that. It sucks. Doctors will tell you it's not painful. It is painful.
Kill him now.
Oh no, oh great, it's that demon again. The one that tells me to murder my doctor.
Insulin resistance, anxiety and depression, infertility, weight gain, and male pattern baldness because this affects the androgens in your brain. So with that out of the way, let's get into memes. Weight gain is a symptom of PCOS. Doctor, you need to lose weight to cure PCOS.
Some lovely sentiments there. Some very beautiful words. Unfortunately, that's all they are.
Is the Sisyphean task trying to lose weight with PCOS. One of the hallmarks of it is that it's exceedingly difficult. We have to work 100 times harder than skinny people to get the same amount of weight loss. You cannot cure PCOS. It is lifelong. It is incurable. There is no curing it. There's no setting it into remission. There's only handling your symptoms, and that's it. Ladies, please enjoy the libido of a 19-year-old male while having the facial hair of a 16-year-old boy. Let's put an F in chat to all the ladies who grow like a very thin pencil-ass stash constantly. Hello, I'm usually downplaying my symptoms because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. Seriously though, between the pain, just randomly, I don't even know if it's related to the time of the month, or the unending lethargy, I'm always in the state of, yes, but if I tell people that, kitty, they're gonna be like, why? Why? You're too young to be tired. There is no pain I can see. Me, still waiting for proof that PCOS is caused by being overweight. It's not. There's no proof that says that. I don't know why people say that, but it drives me up the wall. PCOS is related to hormones and androgens. It's not caused by being overweight. Being overweight is oftentimes caused by the PCOS. But people, doctors, don't like to actually give any advice or help, so it's easier to say, oh my god, just lose weight, it'll go away. It doesn't go away. It doesn't. PCOS stops your period? I'll just bleed for 20 days to make up for it. Folks with chronic fatigue be like, we've had one night's sleep, yes, but what about a second night's sleep? It is insane, because it's not even insomnia. It's sleeping for 12 hours, waking up, and then if you don't have anything to do that day, very easily sleeping for the rest of the 12 hours of the day, and then still being tired when you go back to sleep. Losing hair because of stress because losing hair. I was very lucky. People with PCOS, as it's stated before, because of the androgens and stuff and the high testosterone, you do get specifically male pattern baldness. However, my family has great hair, so that will never be and never has been a problem. What is a problem with me is when I get stressed, my curls go away. You can kind of see it in the longest part here, because I cut my hair a while ago trying to fix it because it was curly and then pinned straight when I was very, very stressed. And then the waves are back. I'm not back to the curls I used to, but you can kind of see here at the longest part of my hair, the curls and then the near on pin straight shit. And the TikTok girlies have convinced themselves that I have straight hair, when no, I just have an endocrine issue and a lot of stress. New doctor, can you give me a brief description of your medical history? Me. I am so glad I finally got a family doctor. I live in Ontario in Canada, and our premier is a stupid asshole that needs to be voted out on the 27th of February 2025, who is actively trying to starve our healthcare system so that he can move it to a privatized version, because I guess he looks at the stuff that the Americans deal with, and rather than saying, oh, it's horrible, you have to go into debt to pay medical bills and live, he goes, yes, I like that actually. So most people don't have a family doctor, and it took me looking for 7 years to get one here, and I would constantly have to go in to the walk-in clinic, and I would have to re-explain this to a walk-in clinic doctor who is not paid enough, who is overworked, and who frankly doesn't give a shit. All of this, and oftentimes it went in one ear, out the other, assuming that they didn't ignore me while I was explaining it, just to say, have you considered losing weight? No, it's not PCOS. It's not cancer. It was both of those things. Living with a chronic illness on the outside versus the inside, especially when those stabbing ovary pains start. It's like knowing your dad or stepfather or brother, whatever, would harass you by I think it's called tasering, where they put the 2 fingers in your ribs, and it's like that, but on the inside, and very forceful. And it'll just happen out of the blue. Listening to that one influencer talk about eating less calories and curing their PCOS. I fucking wish it were me. When I go on calorie deficits, I get fatter. And then it stays that way until I go back to what I was eating before, which is still lower than what I should usually be intaking. And then my body's like, okay, we can chill out. 6 months later, when we've finally figured out, okay, we're not starving. Especially if you have a history with eating disorders. If you've restricted your calorie intake significantly at all, it ruins it, babes. Don't do it. Menstrual disorders here to bring them extreme pain against their will. Women just trying to lead normal lives, and non-binary and trans men. It really do just be haunting. when God made PCOS, uncontrollable cravings after a full meal, having energy after 8 hours of sleep, the ability to shave my mustache while nobody's looking, nobody believing that I'm trying hard enough even though I'm eating like a bird and working harder than an Olympian. Yep. That was definitely me in high school. When someone thinks PCOS is just missing your period once a year, I fucking wish. I wish. God, it'd be great, wouldn't it? It would be. Whoa. This is useless. Me, a person who never wants kids. PMDD and PCOS, it's less than worthless, my boy. Yeah, I do feel bad for the women that struggle with infertility and stuff, but I couldn't be happier. Honestly, it's the one upside to all this. I've never wanted kids. I will never want kids. Kids suck. For all you bean supers. For me, in my opinion, in my life, kids suck. You are allowed to like them and they're nice in your life, and then caveat.
Ooh, just had a lovely birthday carriage ride through Central Park. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
How I look on the outside with PCOS versus how I actually feel. Yep. I could be smiling, having a good time. I'm dying, just being so tired and in so much pain. I just want to go home. And that's now. Before it was all that plus a geyser, thinking, okay, how many minutes before I have to change my Diva cup? And I did warn you it was going to get gross because I'm talking about personal experiences. We need to normalize this. During that 4-year, it wasn't just normal. I said it was the heaviest flow you have ever seen. Try changing your Diva cup every 2 hours on the dot. On a low day, on a high day, every hour. Try not being able to take a 5-minute walk without having to change it or without it immediately overflowing with it looks like a stillbirth. That's how bad it was. I really, really want to press into you guys. If you're having abnormal stuff like that happen, you need to go to the doctor so that you don't end up like me, having to get a surgery to remove your uterus and then finding precancerous cells in the uterus that would have been cancer in a few years. Just get on that, fix it if you can. In my case, the doctors were just like, you're fat actually, and this is not a problem. I did try. So this week, I'm going to exercise and get that assignment in. PCOS fatigue, here to ruin your day, week, month, sometimes. It really, at some point you just gotta be like, my body's not gonna give out. It doesn't matter how tired I am. Take a caffeine pill, drink a Monster, or just raw dog that, and you still gotta do life things, which is this part, because it never goes away, ever. At least not for me. Some girlies claim that if you eat the Mediterranean diet, it'll go away, you'll be so happy, and don't forget the mint oil. Bull. My ovaries aren't polycystic, they're simply overreacting. Again, see, how can you look at that and go yes, that's a normal thing all women deal with? Because no, we have images of what normal ovaries look like when they create an egg. We know the difference between one that's been holding on to an egg for way too long and a normal one. So I'm not triggered, you're triggered. Are we really gonna do the your labs look normal speech again? Do I look normal to you? They will say this to you while you're covered in acne, over 200 pounds, with active liver damage. You'll be like, it's fine, it's normal. Your AC1 is fine.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
And raise your hand if you have ever felt personally victimized by medical gaslighting. Uncontrollable weight gain and hormones, irregular periods. It's really just a 1-2 punch, bitch. It's like, did we steal PCOS's lunch money in school? What? This has to be a personal thing. Are we just a bad game of Sims and the aliens are making fun of us? What is this? I have to stop myself from calling T blockers deflators at the pharmacy. A little bit of info for the people who don't know. High testosterone is very, very, very common in PCOS. So oftentimes people get put on T blockers. I luckily do not have a problem with this, but it is extremely common. And if I ever find myself in that situation, I'm calling them dick deflators. I don't care. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just in a little pain. It's my time of the month. Yep. I tell you, I started squeamish when I was a kid. I didn't like the sight of blood. Now I don't think anything could make me flinch at it. It's just... I don't always ovulate, but when I do, ouch.
I learned English in middle school.
Ouch. Is that a thing? Does it just hurt anytime you ovulate? Is that it? Because that would make sense. Me thinking my 20s would be the prime of my life, only to be diagnosed with multiple chronic illnesses. At the beginning of 2024, in the same month, I was diagnosed with PCOS and autism. Fun fact, autists, in many cases, actually have PCOS as a comorbidity. That is to say, when the kids in school called me the R-slur and fat, medically they were not wrong.
No, don't. You're so ugly when you cry.
Trans guys and MB people with PCOS. Non-binary person here. You'd be amazed the amount of people in the support groups and stuff and the general PCOS community are not good people to trans people. And it's like, why? Why? You're dealing with the same stuff, okay? You're dealing with stuff that affects your gender presentation and leaves you extremely dysphoric and like... You end up going on some cases in T-blockers. You have a lot of gender affirming surgery to fix your stuff, and you're gonna get mad at the trans and MBs for existing in your space. The amount of gender essentialism that comes out of some of us because we cannot process our own trauma is a little bit ridiculous. Tell people, I'm eating 1,200 calories a day and only losing 2 pounds a week. Average height people, 2, I'm only losing 1. Short people, 1, I'm only losing half. People with PCOS, you guys are losing weight. It do be like that. Again, yeah. When I restrict calories and when I exercise, I f***ing balloon, bitch. Me walking around hairy as fuck because I'm lazy and at least I'm normalizing having a good time as a girl while not looking flawless. You are looking flawless, actually. Hair is just a part of the body, okay? That was PCOS memes. Feel free to send me any of your PCOS memes on bluesky at d-goulden.bsky.social. I think that's how the tags go. I'll put my info in the description somewhere. If you like content like this, give it a like. If you hate what I did, leave a hate comment. All of it works to help me in the algorithm. I'm looking at maybe reacting to a wife swap Australia video season because that shit is unhinged. And while I say I don't like reality TV, I actually kind of eat that shit up. So if you like that, let me know in the comments. If you have any outrageous reality TV shows you want me to look in, leave your suggestion in the comments or suggestions for subreddits. I will eventually get around to getting back into the actual traditional Reddit stuff that I love so much. But yeah, PCOS, don't let the doctors gaslight you.